Sometimes you just have to get away from it all. The constant pressures of work and responsibilities at home can be so overwhelming you just need an escape. Before you start daydreaming about a weekend in Ocean City or on the Jersey Shore, be careful what you wish for. These spots could be teeming with more tourists than a trip to Times Square. So treat yourself like a beach hipster and explore these secluded vacation spots before they get too cool. Here are 10 hidden beaches you won't believe actually exist. Watch this quickly because they may not stay so secret for long. We're always discovering new and exotic sites for you to see, so subscribe to the Hub. Get out there and let's add more stamps to your passport. Vik Beach, Iceland. You may just want to go to the beach to get a tan, but sacrifice that vitamin D for an otherworldly trip to Iceland's Vik Beach. With black sand due to the country's volcanic activity and basalt rock formations called Rain is Danger protruding vertically out of the water, this beach is a dark wizard's dream vacation. Geometric columns rise from the ground like a stone honeycomb, and caves appear during low tides. As you walk across the beach, you'll see glassy shards of ice wash ashore. But don't keep your eyes trained on the floor. You wouldn't want to miss the aurora borealis dancing overhead. Yes, it's not tropical, but the eye-catching sights more than make up for the lack of sun. Whether you're in a cold or a warm climate, the beach holds so much promise. There's no wonder why coastal destinations always seem to be the best vacation spots. Algarve de Benahil, Portugal. The Algarve de Benahil is a grotto near the small Portuguese fishing town of Benahil. This giant igloo-shaped cavern has a sandy floor with 2 large openings at sea level for the tide to flow in, and an opening on top for sunlight to peek through. Although you could swim to it, the terrain is rough and the waters can be treacherous. Local authorities recommend traversing by boat. Near the grotto is the Ponte de Piedade, with sharp jutting rocks and many lagoons. It's the perfect place to park your boat and host a private party. Kokoe Beach, New Zealand. Game of Thrones fans don't have to travel all the way to Westeros to see some dragon magic. Head to New Zealand's Kokoe Beach instead. There, the sands are dotted with large boulders shaped like giant weathered eggs. Formed when dinosaurs roamed the earth, these massive cracked rocks once belonged to larger cliffs that lined the Otago coastline. After millions of years, most of the sediment washed away, leaving these eroded stones behind. New Zealand myth has it that all the rocks are all that's left of the fishing baskets brought over by the original inhabitants of the Otago area when they migrated here by sea. Cathedral Beach, Spain. Located in Spain, As Cathedras, or the Beach of the Cathedrals, is home to natural formations carved by eons of tide scraping against the rock. High arches and deep cavernous openings characterize this coastline, also known as the Beach of the Holy Waters. The arches, which have been compared to the 12 Apostles Formation in Australia, will eventually collapse due to erosion. Until that time, enjoy the halls and parapets of this natural cathedral, selected as a natural monument by the government of Galicia community in northwest Spain. And please, see it at low tide. Due to the relatively flat shoreline, the Cantabrian Sea fills up this area rather quickly, so aim to see it in all its magnificence during low tide. Baía do Sancho, Brazil. Accessible by boat or narrow cliffside staircase, just like any Horcrux from Harry Potter. Baía do Sancho is a hidden treasure that any visitor to Brazil would be lucky to find. On the island of Fernando de Noronha, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Baía do Sancho is a secluded paradise with cliffs that make it what many consider the best diving spot in all of Brazil. When visited by boat, which is certainly the safest option, the vehicle stops short of the reef so as not to disturb the habitat. It's basically Jurassic Park without the dinosaurs. Shipwreck Beach, Lanai, Hawaii. While it's unsafe for swimming, this stop on your Hawaiian tour guarantees a unique landscape for your viewing pleasure. Nestled in Kalohi Island on Lanai, the least populated of Hawaii's inhabited islands, the raging waters and hidden coral traps had given this particular beach its name. The first documented shipwreck occurred here in 1842, and some treasures from that sinking ship may still be hiding in the watery depths. As for the beach's current features, it wasn't until nearly 100 years later that the Liberty shipwreck was abandoned just offshore of the beach. It now serves as an enduring fixture of this scenic locale. Tourists circle the rusting boat and give visitors an up-close view of the wildlife surrounding it. But don't get in the water, or else the undertow will make you a permanent addition to the wrecks of this ghostly beach. Mudhu Island, the Maldives. Maybe you're more of a night person. If that's the case, then check out the beaches on Mudhu Island. Located in the Maldives, these beaches have the rare ability to glow in the dark, at least thanks to the inhabitants of their warm, clear waters. Documented by a resident of the island's Dusatani resort, these glowing LED lights are actually ostracod crustaceans. Although phytoplankton display similar characteristics, they can only hold their glow for a second at most, usually when an outside force disturbs the water around them. These ostracod crustaceans, on the other hand, maintain their natural light for a minute or more. Other creatures cause bioluminescence on shores around the world if you know where to look. In particular, keep a keen eye out for glowing shores around Southern California, Belgium, and the Caribbean. If you see any glowing on the shores of your nearest toxic waste dump, you'd better not take a dip. Tulum, Mexico. This remote coastline has bad Wi-Fi signals and ruins galore, so it's perfect for someone trying to go off the grid and connect with Mayan roots. Local hotel options boast choices between the thatched roof cottages of El Pez at Turtle Cove or the neon-colored colonial villas of Hotel Casa Sofia. The high-end restaurants in the area offer fusions of local cuisines with other Western flavors. Most exciting are the Mayan ruins peppering the landscape and offering breathtaking views of the Yucatan Peninsula. Perched atop Tulum's cliffs, you can take in all the palaces, temples, and frescoes of civilizations past. Follow that up with a dip in the El Gran Cenote, one of the most popular waterholes, formed when a local cave collapsed and created a natural pool with crystalline waters. With all these options, it's hard to stay glum in Tulum. Rosalie Bay, Dominica. On the Caribbean island of Dominica lies a quiet sunbathing spot with your name on it. In Rosalie Bay, just over half an hour from the capital of Roseau, Feelies can enjoy black sand beaches and windswept palm trees, lining the mostly untouched coastline. Be careful where you lay, though, because you might be in the path of a one-ton leatherback turtle on its way to a nesting site. Migrating all the way from Europe and Africa, these turtles have been swimming here yearly from March through October for millennia. So even though you may think you have a great spot in the sun, they call dibs. If you decide the beach isn't for you and you're not in the mood to retire to the Rosalie Bay Resort, which is designated as one of National Geographic's unique lodges of the world, hike on over to the boiling lake. During the 3.5-hour journey to the volcanically heated lake, take a dip in the warm springs and reward yourself. You may not have traveled as far as those turtles, but at 6 to 8 hours of total travel time, you've earned a break. Playa del Amor, Mexico. Also known as the Hidden Beach, Playa del Amor is the most exotic oasis on the Marietta Islands. Located off Mexico's Pacific coast, these volcanically formed landmasses were used as testing ground for the Mexican military throughout the 20th century. After years of protest, including one successful campaign led by naturalist Jacques Cousteau, the Marietta Islands were officially declared as protected sanctuaries in 2005. Rumor has it that the signature crater of Playa del Amor wasn't formed by volcanic activity, but by the aforementioned military testing. Thankfully, the island's ecosystem had recuperated since the days when war games were played on its surface. It now serves as a secluded spot for kayakers, swimmers, and sightseers. Just be willing to travel the hour-long boat ride from nearby Puerto Vallarta and swim through a shallow tunnel with a ceiling that's at most 6 feet above sea level in order to reach this breathtaking hideaway. The land is where we do our hard work. It's where we make our living. But the ocean is an unknown entity, full of food and sustenance and exploration and adventure. Maybe the best place for us humans to be is where the land meets the sea. If that's the case, then we at The Hub hope you get to visit one of these 10 hidden beaches you won't believe actually exist before they become popular. See you next time.